Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to teach you how to open your clairvoyance and the secrets to opening your clairvoyance. This video is more so focused on the topic of actually giving you the secrets of opening your clairvoyance, because most of you already have clairvoyance open, especially the people who have necklaces from me, especially the custom necklaces. So I know what stones open certain people's clairvoyance. Some people it's grounding stones, because your clairvoyance wouldn't be open without grounding. Some people it's the stones of the higher chakras, because those crystals would be the ones to open your higher gifts. So what if you use the wrong crystals to open your clairvoyance? It won't be as effective, and it might take a little more time. So what happens if you, for example, are using, and this is important to talk about, because you could be using a crystal for clairvoyance and it just not be the right one for you. So then people get frustrated, and yeah, so someone's with a hammer down there, so you guys probably can't hear it, but hopefully not. They're just hitting, I think, a fence with it at this time. So the thing about clairvoyance is a lot of people's clairvoyance will be closed by their angels or guides because they don't have the mind frame necessary for clairvoyance. Some people will have it open, and there's a whole, you cannot generalize clairvoyant people at all. You can't, you really can't. Some people have external clairvoyance, some people have internal clairvoyance. Some people can see stuff in their mind's eye, which is, close your eyes, it's the imagination. And some people can, when I say close your eyes, see your imagination, because it's something you don't think about, it's something you immediately see. For example, I'm seeing rivers and creeks as I close my eyes right away, but, and yes, I'll teach you the most vital, important secrets, and the clairvoyance can be ungrounding. So as I see that vision right now, it can be a little distracting. So make sure you have some time to make sure you ground after clairvoyance, because you can get stuck in the vision realm. So a technique is when you close your eyes. This is external clairvoyance, or the clairvoyance outside your mind's eye. If you close your eyes and you see in the darkness of your eyelids a whole bunch of lights, faces, figures, etc., then whatever you're seeing, I'm gonna put up the windows now. Yeah, because they're being loud at nighttime, so. But that gives me a chance to put on the light. So a whole bunch of things in clairvoyance has to do with the subconscious mind and how you perceive things. So if you wonder why you don't have certain visions, you probably do, but you think the visions you have are too simple or too just mundane, which that's how your angels will start. So two categories of clairvoyant people I'm breaking up in this video: natural clairvoyants, who will just kind of look into a crystal ball, close their eyes and see a whole bunch of visions, and basically see a whole bunch of, what's it called? They'll see a whole bunch of random things that they'll be able to put together, or they'll see specific things. So if you want to see specific things, I'll teach you the secret coming up in a second, but you can't have the secrets out without background information, or else you can't use the secrets, and what I'll teach you is useless. So essentially, only people of light will be able to use what I teach. People of God, most importantly. Now, like I said, there are natural clairvoyants. We're going to split this up into two categories: natural clairvoyance, and actually three. Natural clairvoyance, people who don't feel like they're gifted, and people who have latent gifts. Essentially, the people who don't feel like they're gifted all have gifts, but you have to go through the Most High God, and you have to ask Him to open your clairvoyant gifts, and you have to work with certain gemstones, and those will open your gifts. So one thing you should know about clairvoyance is it's a lot simpler than you think it is, and if you don't like what you see, you're probably not going to see it again, or you're going to shut your own clairvoyance off. Now, let's talk about it like this. Clairvoyance inside, clairvoyance outside. Doesn't matter, you'll probably use both. Doesn't matter if you're a natural clairvoyant or if you're a clairvoyant of the longest period of time. Everyone can access the same level of clairvoyance, which is basically, you'll be able to watch things like you're watching TV. You'll be able to watch the sky, and you'll see pictures in the sky, mountains, you'll see pyramids, you'll see things that look like pyramids, you'll see other, basically just realities, because it's projecting your third eye. So it's really important that you really open your mind. Your clairvoyance cannot be opened if you don't open your mind. If you're just closed-minded, oh, no, this can't happen, oh, there can't be life on other planets, oh, there's nothing besides humans, oh, angels only look like this. No, not at all. If you're closed-minded, you're gonna see one thing. If you're open-minded, you'll see absolutely everything. Especially because when we think we know it all, if you actually knew how much was out there, it's a lot. Even as my clairvoyance opens, and I've seen a lot, I see new things every day, and I'm like, that exists? I'm like, what? And I look at certain things in the visions on, for example, different realities on other planets, a couple of realities over, it just depends. I'm just like, I could take a couple of days to ponder a vision, especially if it's a vision from something from very far away. So, for example, you'll see, your mind has to be open, and you have to know you're actually seeing something that's real. For example, on astral traveling, astral journeys, there's life on other planets that is extinct here. So I'm not going to go in depth on the other planets, but the life is a little more dangerous, a little more advanced. We had dinosaurs here. They have something that's more than dinosaurs there. Let's just say that. So, and it's still alive there. They're still thriving and doing well. For example, I'll give you one secret about, if you're on my TikTok live, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. A planet with apes that used to be extinct here, but they're a little more smart. They have sharper teeth, and their bodies are a little different. That's something different. So if you're someone with a closed mind and you see that in a vision, you think you're making stuff up. Your angels will show you, and they'll see what you have to say. If you're like, oh, that doesn't exist. Oh, that's probably my mind. Oh, too much TV. Yeah, your clairvoyance will probably be shut. So make sure you know what you're seeing is real. Now, a lot of times, too, this is very important. I'm going to go into the secrets very soon because we're at 7 minutes. A lot of times, for example, I'll teach people to see their soulmates, and they'll see someone who's like the person of their dreams, and they'll be like, that's my soulmate? Oh, it's too good to be true. And, well, okay, you just told yourself that. Like, that's where people's angels cut them off. Like, oh, if that's what you want to believe, and you're not going to open expanding that's who your actual soulmate is, then you just removed your soulmate from your own life. So for everyone, it's different. Everyone's completely different. So if you see, let's just say you see a soulmate, and it's someone who, and this is actually the part where I'm talking about the secrets now. So if you see a soulmate and they're not what you like, not who you resonate with, it could be a shadow aspect, or it could be a negative projection. Let's talk about negative projections right now. This is very important. So essentially, assume, this is the biggest secret ever when it comes to clairvoyance, especially for my people of God and people who work with angels, this is the most important thing ever. Assume, and this is the same thing I teach about dreams, assume everything you see is positive. Assume everything you're seeing is good. Assume it's in your favor. Assume, because there's all these different realities open, assume that you're still practicing. Maybe if you didn't get it right, you got it very close to being right. So let's just say you see your soulmate, and I teach a variety of methods. So you see your soulmate, and it looks like they have reddish blonde hair, but it's actually it's like brownish blonde, or you don't know, you got it a little bit wrong. Like, you got it wrong. Well, you were close. So negative projections. When it comes to negative projections, if you're a super negative person, you are going to see super negative things. That's how it works. When people pull tarot, this is huge too, when people pull tarot cards, and these people are full of anxiety, these people will see things they don't want to see. These people just flat out see things that shock them, see things that scare them. So using their clairvoyance, and yes, I'm keeping my eye out in my surroundings because I'm in Florida. So after people who have super negative projections, it'll taint their clairvoyance. So if that person's supposed to see an aspect about the future, they'll see, let's just say they'll see death, and they'll see skulls, and they'll see crazy things, they'll see demons, and they'll see it all the time because they're not assuming positive. So it taints the clairvoyance. So they'll see negative or shadow aspects, and essentially their clairvoyance will be cut off. Versus, and you are where you look. If you think something bad's gonna happen, then something bad will manifest to happen. If you see negative clairvoyance visions, a little secret I have is just say, like, for example, dark entities will try to show you I just said the secret. Dark entities will try to show you something scary. So when if they slip something into the clairvoyant vision, say the word ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you see something really negative, like a scary demon pops up and they're showing you all these like images that are just scary, and it's ruining your clairvoyance, just say, oh, that's ridiculous, and then switch the vision. You can't delete it, but you can switch it. And switch it to something more positive. Look at flowers or butterflies. And I'm not kidding, too. When I say flowers or butterflies, that leads to other things. I'll give you an example right now. You're seeing a flower in your mind's eye. What color is the flower? Is it pink or is it yellow? Pick one. If it's pink, then walk along the path of the pink flower. And you think you're making stuff up when you just found a flower somewhere in the astral realm or a different dimension. So you look up and you just see a field, and the field is green, or the field is full of flowers. Look behind you. Is there a road? Is it a garden? Are you in a home? And then everyone's clairvoyance will start splitting up. So essentially, some of you just ended up in someone's backyard or front yard or your future home or a past life home. So you literally just tapped into something just by doing that. So if you tap into clairvoyance, like, oh, scary visions, well, your guides will probably shut it off and stop trying to send you stuff unless you delete the visions and replace them with something more positive. So if you see something scary, that's basically the negative aspect. So the little thing with tarot cards is people will pull tarot cards and be like, oh, I got this is a really bad card, a really scary card. No, it's a projection of what you think the card means. Remember, tarot was a game to begin with. So assume positive. If you see the Tower card, assume that it's something you're about to win the lottery or something like that. Just start assuming more positive things. Put positive expectations on whatever you're seeing in clairvoyance, and you'll have better visions. Start opening your mind when it comes to clairvoyance as well. If you're closed-minded, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's just say, and I teach people how to use their clairvoyance in their relationships, for example. So let's just say, if you're with your significant other and they're out and about, and you go to check the clairvoyance on what they're doing. So basically, you go to look at a vision. If in your soul you're insecure and you think that person's doing something negative because of out of insecurity, they most likely aren't, but in a couple dimensions down that you created based on an insecurity, that's what you'll be viewing, and it might actually happen. So in essence, if you think they're cheating, get that out of your head. So, because that person's in a little secret is that person's in a different dimension when they walk away or when they do something else. So if they're out and about, maybe they're listening to music, maybe they're reading a book, maybe they're driving, maybe they're taking a nap or something. So just when you look into the clairvoyance, assume something more positive so that you don't just see a bunch of negative visions. If they're 100% doing something wrong, your guides will let you know. They'll override the positive visions, but make sure you're not just getting paranoid, because you guys will manifest something that way, which is something I tell you guys not to do. Now, it is pretty simple. It is very simple. So before the video ends, I'm going to teach you a couple of clairvoyant methods. Yay! For fire seers, look into the white part of the fire. The white part. And you'll start seeing a portal open in the flame. For water seers, which I've done a video on fire, water, earth, and air seers. For water seers, look into a bowl of water. A black bowl or a dark blue bowl. And look into the water and see what kind of images you see. Anything you see is correct as long as it's positive. It could be a flower, it could be a wedding ring. It could be anything. If you don't see anything, make something up, because you're probably seeing something, but your guard is, you think you're making stuff up anyway, so you don't even assume what you're seeing is real. So just make something up, even if you don't think you're seeing something right, just make it up and assume it's positive. because when you go to make it up, you're actually just rolling dice that's the correct dice. So Earthseers, go to a tree, look at the bark on the tree. If you see in the bark, for example, I'm seeing down there in the tree, I'm seeing a my angels are funny. I see a tiki mask. So I see a little drawing like a cool. It looks like an island tiki mask. So and the angel said, "Do you like my art?" Yes, I do. It has, and this is exactly what I see in the tree. So you guys will see everything different. So I see a mask. It's brown. It has white undertones and some black. And this is actually how artists will be shown by their angel something, and they'll see it before they can actually write it on the picture. So they just trace the outline of what they're seeing. It's a silly mask. It looks like a Courage the Cowardly Dog mask. It's pretty funny. It's a cool mask too. So that's an Earthseer. You look into the bark of a tree. What about an Airseer? Look at the sky. The clouds are being blown by wind. So when you look into the sky, you'll see the clouds moving around. You'll see images. So what does that cloud look like there? It looks like a... And if you don't know what you're looking at, take a second and just assume you do know. It looks like a garfish, a sleep mask, and a couple of other things. So could mean that thing about fish, and I mean, the air here is different. They're all different. Remember, air is an element that has to do with a little more spacey. So you might see a little more spacey visions when you look into the sky, a little more grounded visions when you look at the tree, etc. But have fun with this. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. So for the people getting custom necklaces, you may DM Florida Stoneman on Instagram. Check out floridastoneman.com, especially to see custom necklace reviews. Custom necklaces are very special, and I work with gifted people to open their gifts when they get a custom necklace. I'm actually your spirit guide for life when you get a custom necklace, and to the people on YouTube as well, when I see your comments, I will answer them as well. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!